Hi, good afternoon. It's Michael Boyle here. I'm sat in the offices at Hayward Road speaking to Nick Hulme, and we're going to talk about the Alex Hulme Foundation and Haircuts for Charity. Also in the room with us is Baxter, the dog. So if you hear some strange barks and a few growls, don't worry. He's friendly, really. He's just welcoming people to the office. So, hello, Nicky. I think we met first time about 9 years ago when I was involved in the rugby and you came along and got involved with that. I know you're part of a role here at the rugby club, but your other role is secretary at the Alex Hulme Foundation. Do you want to explain a little about our charity?
Yeah, sure. We have two children, Alex and Matthew, and back in 2011, Alex, our eldest son, was diagnosed with Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is basically cancer of the lymph nodes. Complete out of the blue shock, and but we were reassured that there was a very high rate of success with the treatment, and so we underwent treatment at the Children's Hospital in Manchester, who were absolutely amazing with him. However, despite having a clear scan in the May of 2011, he very soon relapsed, and we lost him on the 5th of September 2011. When we started looking into the disease, we realised very quickly that there was no funding for the research into this particular pediatric form of cancer, basically because there's not that many children in the UK who get it, and there is also about an 80% success rate with the treatment. So we decided that we wanted to do something just to try and make a difference, and so that Alex wouldn't have died his death wouldn't have been in vain, and we'd leave a legacy for him. So that's how it was set up. We set up in October 2011, and we were contacted by the only paediatric lymphoma researcher in the UK, Dr. Suzanne Turner, who's based at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge. She's a Cambridge fellow, and we purchased equipment for her lab. We funded some lab assistants, and then she suggested that we fund a PhD student who would do the PhD based on Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma paediatric version. And so that's where we started, really. And we're now on to our second PhD student, and the research is ongoing.
Okay, that's great. That's quite a lot to sort of like organise and get through, finding research students and doing what you're doing. I mean, I think I came to one of your star balls and was just sort of like blown away by the amount of work that you're actually going through and looking at and doing. And I mean, the star balls was, I know, one way that you're getting funded.
Yes.
What are your other main fundraising streams that you go through?
So the Star Ball was an event that myself and my husband Dave, Alex's dad, held every year, which was very well attended. But otherwise, we've relied on people doing sponsored events for us, sponsored marathons, jumping out of planes, obviously with parachutes. Sponsored swims, coffee mornings, tombolas, everything like that. We've been very, very lucky, and we've also been taken under the wing of mayors of Trafford, who also fundraised for us, and companies have taken us on as their charity of the year. Which again raises the funds for us, which we're very grateful for.
Okay, so from that, because it's all local fundraising and things, COVID-19 and the restrictions that are in place, that must have quite impacted on your funding stream?
Absolutely. Obviously, there's every event that people would normally be doing has been cancelled, which is obvious. We are also currently one of the charities for the Mayor of Trafford, Rob Chilton, and all his fundraising events have had to come to a stop. Although we hadn't planned a star ball this year, Alex would have been 21 in July this year, and we were hoping to have some form of event to try and celebrate that and raise money as well. But obviously that is very unlikely to happen. So yeah, we're struggling really.
So the COVID restrictions have had a great impact on the way you're actually fundraising. Is there anything else you've had to change in the operation of the charity?
Really, day to day, we have to raise £48,000 a year in order to fund the PhD student. We've just paid the most recent invoice for the next academic year. So it's mainly the money that the funding that is important to us to raise that. We've been, as most avenues of fundraising have been closed to us, we have actually, and we've had a lot of time on our hands. Both my husband and my 16-year-old son Matt have had a clear out of their wardrobes, and over the years they've gathered so much rugby memorabilia, shirts, shorts. Matt's grown out of quite a bit of stuff that it's just stayed in his wardrobe, and we've been selling these on eBay because obviously people have got time on their hands, and they're looking, and we're not selling them for great amounts of money, but it's just...
So I know. I mean, Matt is just rugby mad.
Yes.
And you've got a great relationship with Sammy Titipu.
Yes.
I think he was one of your...
He's our ambassador.
Your ambassador,
yes.
Rugby ambassador, yeah. So, are you able to get a bargain? Are you able to get a nice sort of like signed Sammy shirt? Or even, I mean, the Sharks, Dave and Matt.
The Sharks have donated signed shirts for our balls in the past,
yeah,
which we've auctioned off, which, you know, we're always grateful for. But these are basically things that the boys have bought from the Sharks shop, or even football shirts and jerseys. So people have been buying them, and we've actually raised about £700
cracking
doing that, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that is good. That's nice. So like, I suppose you in times like this, you find ways that you would never expected to raise cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, how have initiatives like Haircuts for Charity helped? And I mean, I suppose I'm blow my own trumpet here. I was the one that actually introduced it to you. You know, I sort of like with my relationship with Alan, you know, and m-hance, I saw that come along and thought, wow, that would be good for you guys. You know, so I tweeted to trying to get the rest of Sale involved in it and push that through for you. Is that helped? And is there anything else there that you've seen that would help through?
Absolutely. We're delighted to receive the tweet off you, and very grateful that you thought of us, obviously, for this initiative. It's a fantastic initiative, and again, something else that just fits with the mood and the time, and you know, people are not able to have haircuts, so it's just ideal. And to be considered and to be included in the initiative was just brilliant. We are a very small charity. There's only myself, my husband Dave, and Dave's sister, who's treasurer, who run the charity. And you know, for anybody to take us on, we're extremely grateful. And if nothing else, it's not always the money, it's the awareness, it's getting the logo out there on social media, and people just finding out a bit about what we do and why we do what we do, and that means a lot to us, because even though we're committed to finding hopefully a cure eventually to this horrendous disease, it's Alex that drives us, and anything that we can do to give people awareness of him and what he went through is fantastic for us.
That's great. I must admit, I'm still always in awe of you and Dave when I come and sit and listen to you and hear what you say and how much you're driving this through. Yeah, I'm glad I've been able to help you indirectly through pushing this and actually getting my mop chopped a couple of times. So anyone that's listened to this, yes, please go ahead and do it. Sammy, I don't think I've tweeted you and told you to chop your mop, but I have also done that to a couple of other ex-rugby players. So John Beattie and Jim, I'm hoping that you've actually got your hair cut and actually donated, but if not, maybe you will listen to this and do it. So thank you very much, Nicola, and get donating at Haircut for Charity.
Thank you.